Welcome to Blueprint Radio. I'm your host, Martin Williams. Here we help you create a blueprint for your life. So let's build.
Thank you for tuning in to Blueprint Radio. My name is Martin Williams. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, and we do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, and SoundCloud. All the links to the podcast can be found at guidedexpressions.com/podcast with an S, or wherever you're listening to this podcast right now. Today's title is 2022 is a 12-round fight. So January wasn't the greatest month for me, even though it's my birthday month, and I did have a good birthday. My family did a lot of really cool stuff for me, and I enjoyed that part of it. But the month as a whole was rough. First off, I got COVID at the beginning of the month when we traveled to New York, and a lot of people have gotten COVID, and the vast majority of those people have recovered. And I recovered as well. But it definitely put a damper on all my big plans for the month of January. I wanted to start fast in my business. I wanted to expand. There are a lot of different things that I wanted to do, and it didn't happen because I got sick. And to add on top of that, I worked through the bulk of the time that I had COVID. So I work from home, and I have the ability to, basically just kind of roll out of bed and log on and work. And so in no way am I complaining about that. But still, there were times when I probably should have been laying in bed, but I decided to work because I didn't want to get too far behind. And then there were other things that I don't really want to go into any great detail on this podcast, but certainly there were some challenges in my personal life and some other things that really made January rough. So why am I going in this direction? Because January, if 2022 is a fight, right? A 12-round fight, then January, I lost that round. I just lost it. Okay. If you ever watch boxing, you know that the fight is basically scheduled for either 12, 10, or 15 rounds, depending on the weight class and the governing body of that particular match. And whoever wins the most rounds wins the fight, unless you get knocked out. So if you understand that and you apply it to this year, you understand that this is a 12-round fight. The goal is not just to not get knocked out. The goal is to win as many rounds as you can. So in my case, I lost the round of January. And not that it was my fault per se. Getting sick is something that, no one can really, expect, right? No one's looking to get sick. Okay. Now, are there certain ways that you can live to increase the likelihood of it? Yeah. But, getting sick is something that can happen to anyone. And, it's one of the reasons why I have a problem with people who, make fun of people who get COVID or something like that, or even die from COVID. To me, that's incredibly rude and classless, to be honest, because COVID doesn't care about your political affiliations, your beliefs. It doesn't care. Okay. You can get it no matter what. But my point, getting back to my original point, 2022 is a 12-round fight. So I lost the first round, and I own that. I lost round one. Now I've got to win round two so I can even the score and go ahead in round three, which is March. But you can't focus too far ahead into March and April and May if you're not, focused on February, right? So my encouragement to you is if you're in my shoes and you lost round one, number one, don't get too down on yourself. Don't get too upset. Don't get too, despondent, because you got 11 more rounds to go, God willing, right? So you got to basically pick yourself up and understand, February is here. Like, at midnight, February happened. So we're in a new round. And so you've got to have the mindset of, okay, I'm going to win this round. I'm going to make the necessary, punches and hits, right? So in a fight, fighters are scored basically on the amount of punches that land and, basically the damage that those punches do. So in your case, if you're a business person, every time that you're sending an email, every time that you're sending a social media post, you're drawing a punch, right? Some punches connect, some don't, right? Now, obviously you can work with your mindset to expect more punches to connect than not. That's absolutely valid to do. But there will be some punches that don't connect. There are going to be some things that you do that don't connect with people. There are going to be some videos that you do that people aren't going to be crazy about. But you have to keep punching. You have to have the higher activity. The more activity you have, the more likelihood you're going to win the round. It's the same thing if you're trying to get your weight under control. Okay, January, maybe your Christmas vacation bled over into January. It certainly did for me, right? I was eating like I was on holiday, but I really wasn't on holiday. So how does that change now that we're in round two? Okay, I got to tighten back up. I got to, get back to where I was as far as my activity, watching what I eat, doing intermittent fasting, the things that really helped me shed over 60 pounds over the course of a couple of years, getting back to more vigorous exercise every day. Like I walk every day, but, now I'm going to add some running. Now I'm going to add some weightlifting and, just upping the activity, right? Because the goal is to win the round. Okay. I'm not worried about March. I'm not worried about April. I gotta win February. And that should be your mindset too. How am I going to win February? What is the goal? What are my goals for this year? And then how can I get closer to those goals in February? So that's really the way that you want to start thinking. This is a 12-round fight. Now, if you started really good in January, if you got off to a fast start, be happy about the fast start, but don't let up in February. A lot of people, they start fast, right? You got those New Year's resolutions. You signed up for the gym. You've been in the gym. You've been putting in the work. So it's easy to say, yeah, I got it. I'm moving, right? Yeah, you are moving, but remember, 12-round fight. Okay. Where I go to the gym empties out usually around this time. Okay. It's really crowded after the new year. By mid-February, it's cleared out. People aren't coming. Why? They won round one, but they let off in round two. You can't let up. You can't let up in round two. You got to attack round two with the same intensity as round one. Because again, this is a 12-round fight. Okay, we're going all the way to December. So, you got to keep that intensity up so you can get to December and look at your goals that looked really big in January. But now, you go to December and it's like, yeah, I knocked that out. I knocked that out. I knocked that out. I knocked that out. 12-round fight. But it's about winning February. You got to win February. So that's my encouragement to you. I'm encouraging myself at the same time. It's a 12-round fight. Go after it. Whatever your goals are, write them down for the month. And, just every day, just keep pecking away, keep punching, keep swinging. Eventually things are going to start connecting. Eventually things are going to start hitting. Eventually, you're going to get those clients. Eventually, you're going to get that job. Eventually, you're going to start seeing the scale move. Eventually, you're going to start seeing your prospects improve, in relationships. Just keep going. So thank you so much for listening. My name is Martin Williams. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to Blueprint Radio. For more information on Martin Williams coaching and products, please go to guidedexpressions.com or visit me on Facebook as well as Instagram.